In just 72 hours, one tweet and 12,000 hacked vehicles were about to transform internet trolling into international crisis. Elon Musk didn't expect North Korean hackers to respond. Tesla owners didn't expect their dashboards to display Kim Jong Un's face. Cameras captured every moment of digital chaos. The FBI watched as the world's richest man learned that dictators don't appreciate hype jokes. What did Elon post on X that made Kim Jong Un order the most sophisticated cyber attack on civilian vehicles in history? August 19, 2025, 11:47 p.m. Pacific Time. Elon Musk sat in his Austin, Texas office scrolling through X, the platform he had rebranded from Twitter 3 years earlier, looking for something to entertain his 187 million followers. The 54-year-old billionaire had built an empire spanning electric vehicles, space exploration, and social media through a combination of technological brilliance and compulsive online presence that made him the internet's most followed entrepreneur and most controversial celebrity. Recent weeks had seen North Korean missile tests dominating headlines, with Kim Jong Un releasing propaganda videos showing increasingly sophisticated weapons systems. The latest video, released that morning, showed Kim observing a missile launch while his generals applauded. The footage had gone viral across social media, with users mocking the theatrical production values and Kim's obvious weight gain since assuming power. Musk, never one to resist an opportunity for viral engagement, began typing what would become the most consequential tweet of his career. Kim Jong-un is 5'2", but his missiles are 50 feet tall. Compensating for something? He added a rocket emoji, a laughing emoji, and hit post at 11:51 p.m. The tweet's reach was instantaneous and massive. Within 17 minutes, it had accumulated 2 million views. Within an hour, 7 million. By morning, it would surpass 500 million views, becoming one of the most seen posts in X's history. Users across the globe retweeted with their own jokes about Kim's height, his weight, his haircut, turning the North Korean leader into a global punchline. Tesla and SpaceX executives woke to notifications about their CEO's latest online controversy. Some laughed, others worried about diplomatic implications. None imagined that in 72 hours, thousands of Tesla vehicles would become weapons in North Korea's retaliation. In Pyongyang, 8,000 miles away, officials in the propaganda and agitation department monitored global social media as part of their mandate to track and counter negative narratives about the regime. The Musk tweet, exploding across platforms, triggered alerts that quickly escalated to leadership levels. By 6 a.m. Pyongyang time, August 20th, the tweet and its viral spread had been briefed to Kim Jong Un personally. The supreme leader's reaction, according to officials present, was volcanic rage. Kim, who carefully cultivated an image of powerful authority, found himself globally mocked by one of the world's most famous billionaires. The height joke, particularly sensitive given Kim's actual stature of approximately 5 feet 7 inches, had become a viral phenomenon beyond the regime's ability to suppress or counter. What made the humiliation worse was that traditional propaganda responses would be ineffective. North Korean state media could denounce Musk, but those denunciations would never reach the hundreds of millions who had seen and laughed at the original tweet. The regime needed a response that would be equally viral, equally public, and sufficiently dramatic to demonstrate that mocking Kim Jong-un carried consequences. The solution came from Bureau 121, North Korea's elite cyber warfare unit, that had previously orchestrated attacks on Sony Pictures, cryptocurrency exchanges, and defense contractors. The Bureau's leadership proposed an operation that would be both spectacular demonstration of North Korean cyber capabilities and personal message to Musk. If you mock the supreme leader, we will turn your technological empire against you. Tesla vehicles, the crown jewel of Musk's business empire, represented an irresistible target. The car's constant internet connectivity, necessary for over-the-air software updates and advanced features, created potential vulnerabilities that North Korean hackers had been quietly studying for months as part of broader analysis of Western critical infrastructure. Bureau 121 had identified a zero-day exploit in Tesla's vehicle communication protocol that could potentially allow remote access to vehicle systems. The vulnerability had existed for 14 months, unknown to Tesla's security team, discovered through painstaking analysis of publicly available software updates and reverse engineering of communication protocols. North Korean hackers had never deployed the exploit, saving it for a target important enough to justify revealing their access. Elon Musk had just provided that target. For 60 hours following Musk's tweet, Tesla vehicles operated normally, while Bureau 121 operatives worked frantically to prepare their retaliation. The hack would need to be dramatic enough to create global attention, but calibrated carefully to avoid causing accidents that would elevate the attack from embarrassing prank to deadly assault, risking military retaliation. The technical challenge was significant. Bureau 121 needed to simultaneously compromise thousands of vehicles in a coordinated action that would maximize media impact. The operation required hijacking Tesla's update servers to push malicious code disguised as legitimate software, then activating that code at precisely synchronized time across multiple countries and time zones. August 22, 2025, 3:37 p.m. Eastern Time. Tesla owner Marcus Webb was driving his Model S on Interstate 95 near Baltimore when his dashboard display suddenly went dark. For 3 seconds, the screen remained black. Then it illuminated with an image that made Webb nearly swerve into the adjacent lane. Kim Jong Un's face filled the 17-inch touchscreen, the same official portrait used in North Korean propaganda. Below the image, text in English read, "Respect the Supreme Leader. Do not mock the DPRK. This is a warning." The message remained displayed for 47 seconds while Webb, hands gripping the steering wheel with white knuckles, felt his vehicle slow from 70 miles per hour to 45 despite his foot remaining on the accelerator. Webb was not alone. Across the United States, Canada, Europe, and Asia, 12,341 Tesla vehicles experienced identical hijacking simultaneously. In Los Angeles, Sarah Chen watched her Model 3's screen display Kim's message while stopped at a traffic light, other drivers staring in confusion. In London, James Mitchell's Model X began playing North Korean military music through the audio system at maximum volume, unable to be muted or turned off. The coordinated nature of the attack became apparent within minutes, as social media exploded with videos, photographs, and panic posts from Tesla owners. The hashtag TeslaHack began trending globally within 11 minutes of the initial compromise. Videos showing Kim Jong Un's face on Tesla dashboards, while vehicles moved independently of driver input, created instant viral sensation, mixing humor with genuine terror about autonomous vehicle safety. Elon Musk was in a SpaceX meeting in Hawthorne, California, when his phone began receiving emergency notifications from Tesla's security team. The first alert reported widespread unauthorized access to vehicle systems. The second, arriving 17 seconds later, specified 12,000 plus vehicles affected globally. The third, most alarming, confirmed remote control capability demonstrated. Musk left the meeting immediately, calling Tesla's chief information security officer while simultaneously posting on X, "If this is what I think it is, someone just made a very big mistake." The tweet, lacking his usual playful tone, signaled that the situation was not a technical glitch, but a deliberate attack. Within 90 minutes, Tesla's Security Operations Center in Palo Alto had confirmed the nightmare scenario. The attack had originated from North Korean IP addresses using infrastructure previously associated with Bureau 121 operations. The hackers had exploited a previously unknown vulnerability in Tesla's vehicle communication system to push malicious code that gave them temporary control over vehicle speed, display systems, and audio systems. Most critically, the attack had been calibrated to avoid causing accidents. Vehicles had been slowed, not stopped abruptly. Steering had remained under driver control. The hackers had demonstrated capability, while avoiding deaths, that would transform embarrassing hack into act of war. The restraint was deliberate, calculated to send message without providing justification for military response. The FBI's cyber division was notified immediately, and within hours had confirmed through signals intelligence that the attack had been ordered directly by Kim Jong Un in retaliation for Musk's tweet. The North Korean leader had personally approved the operation, viewing it as proportional response that would humiliate Musk while demonstrating North Korean cyber warfare capabilities to the world. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration launched emergency investigation into Tesla's vehicle security. Democratic senators called for hearings. Republican representatives demanded action against North Korea. Consumer advocates questioned whether any internet-connected vehicle could be truly safe from state-sponsored hacking. Tesla's stock price dropped 11% in after-hours trading as investors processed the security implications. But the most intense pressure came from 12,000 Tesla owners who had experienced their vehicles being hijacked by a foreign adversary. Online forums exploded with angry posts demanding answers. Some owners reported being too frightened to drive their vehicles. Others demanded full refunds. The viral nature of the hack videos meant that millions of potential Tesla customers now associated the brand with vulnerability and foreign manipulation. Elon Musk held an emergency press conference 48 hours after the attack, appearing exhausted and unusually subdued. Standing before Tesla and SpaceX logos, he began with uncharacteristic humility. "I want to apologize to every Tesla owner who experienced this attack. What happened was unacceptable, and we take full responsibility for the security vulnerability that made it possible." He explained that Tesla engineers had identified and closed the exploit within 8 hours of the attack, pushing emergency security updates to all affected vehicles. Every Tesla globally had received the patch, eliminating the vulnerability Bureau 121 had exploited. Additional security measures were being implemented to prevent similar attacks. But Musk also delivered a message clearly directed at Pyongyang. "To whoever ordered this attack, you've demonstrated impressive technical capabilities. You've also demonstrated that you're willing to endanger thousands of innocent people to soothe one person's ego. That's not strength. That's insecurity. And it's a mistake you'll regret." The final sentence triggered immediate speculation about whether Musk was planning retaliation. His companies controlled satellite networks through Starlink, rocket capabilities through SpaceX, and manufacturing expertise through Tesla. If anyone in the private sector had resources to counterattack North Korea, it was Elon Musk. Intelligence agencies quietly confirmed that Musk had contacted the NSA and FBI asking about legal boundaries for defensive cyber operations. The conversations revealed that while Musk wanted to respond, he understood that private citizens conducting cyber warfare against nation-states created dangerous precedents that could escalate beyond control. The diplomatic fallout developed over subsequent weeks. The State Department issued formal protests to North Korea through the Swedish embassy in Pyongyang, which handled U.S. interests given the absence of direct diplomatic relations. The protest characterized the Tesla hack as reckless cyber aggression endangering civilian safety and demanded assurances that North Korea would not conduct similar attacks. North Korea's response, delivered through state media, was defiant. "The American billionaire insulted our supreme leader. We taught him that there are consequences for disrespecting the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. If imperialist provocateurs continue their insults, they will face stronger responses." The United Nations Security Council convened emergency session to address whether the Tesla hack constituted cyber warfare against civilian infrastructure. Legal experts debated whether hijacking 12,000 vehicles represented proportional response to an insulting tweet or dangerous escalation that required international sanctions. The debate was complicated by the fact that no one had been physically harmed and the attack duration was less than 1 minute per vehicle. For Tesla, the incident became an inflection point forcing comprehensive security overhaul. The company hired 200 additional cybersecurity specialists, implemented multiple redundancy systems for vehicle communications, and established 24/7 threat monitoring specifically focused on state-sponsored hacking attempts. The security investments cost over $300 million, but were necessary to restore consumer confidence. 3 months after the attack, investigative journalists revealed that Elon Musk had indeed ordered a response, but not the cyber warfare some had speculated. Instead, he had used SpaceX's Starlink satellite network to beam uncensored internet access into North Korea, partnering with organizations that distributed information about the outside world to North Korean citizens. The operation, named Project Truth internally, involved positioning Starlink satellites to maximize coverage over North Korea and working with defector networks to distribute small satellite receivers that could be hidden and used to access the global internet. The goal was information warfare, giving North Korean citizens access to the same internet where Kim Jong Un had been globally mocked, undermining the regime's propaganda monopoly. When news of Project Truth emerged, it was characterized as Musk's revenge executed through information rather than digital attacks. The response was perfectly calibrated to Musk's brand, technologically sophisticated, ideologically positioned around freedom of information, and impossible for North Korea to easily counter without admitting their citizens weren't allowed internet access. The Tesla hack incident became case study taught in cybersecurity programs globally, illustrating how connected vehicles represented potential warfare targets, and how social media provocations could escalate into international incidents. It also reinforced understanding that authoritarian regimes with sophisticated cyber capabilities would use those capabilities to respond to perceived insults regardless of diplomatic consequences. For Elon Musk personally, the incident represented a rare moment of public humility and recognition that even billionaires with global platforms face consequences when trolling dictators. In subsequent interviews, he acknowledged that the tweet had been probably not my smartest moment, while defending his right to mock authoritarian leaders. But he also maintained that Kim Jong Un's response had been counterproductive. He wanted to humiliate me and scare Tesla owners. Instead, he showed the world that North Korea's cyber warfare capabilities are real threats that need to be taken seriously. He also gave me motivation to help free his people from information control. So yeah, he hacked some cars, but I'm hacking his propaganda monopoly. Let's see which has bigger long-term impact. Sometimes the line between internet trolling and international incident is thinner than billionaires imagine. Can social media provocations justify cyber attacks on civilian infrastructure? Should private companies controlled by individuals have the power to conduct information warfare against nation-states? The Tesla hack proved that in an era of connected technology and instant global communication, jokes posted at midnight can become national security crises by morning, and the consequences of viral content extend far beyond likes and retweets into realms where dictators command hackers and billionaires command satellites.